Hello and a very warm welcome. You know, as we get older, life changes, and sometimes so do our feelings. Today, we're going to talk about mental well-being in our later years. But let's not think of it as a problem we need to fix. Instead, let's see it as a journey toward finding more connection and more joy in every single stage of life. Okay, let's explore this together.
First things first, before we dive in, I want to start with the most important message of all. If you have ever, even for a moment, felt lonely or a bit disconnected, or maybe just not quite yourself, please know this. You are not alone. It's a feeling that's just part of being human, and it's something so many of us experience as our lives and our daily routines change over time.
So where do we begin? Well, our very first step is simply to understand these feelings. We're not here to judge them or try to push them away. The goal is just to get a clearer picture of what they are and why they might be showing up. By just understanding them, we're already taking the first, most powerful step toward navigating them with a little more grace and confidence.
Now, just to give you an idea of how common this is, the World Health Organization tells us that about 14% of adults over the age of 70 are living with a mental health condition like depression or anxiety. Now, that number isn't meant to be scary, not at all. It's meant to be validating. It just goes to show you that these experiences are truly common, and it's a reminder that millions of other people are walking a very similar path.
But you know what? A statistic is not a destiny. It's just a starting point. And by talking about this, by learning a few new tools, and most importantly, by reaching out to one another, we can absolutely change that story. This is a challenge we can meet, and the best part is, we can meet it together.
You know, to find the right path forward, it's really helpful to understand the difference between two key ideas that often get mixed up. On one hand, you have social isolation. That's really just a fact. It's about how many people you see or talk to. You could live all by yourself and be perfectly happy and content. But loneliness? Well, that's different. That's a feeling. It's that inner ache for connection that you can feel even when you're in a room full of people. Knowing which one you're feeling can really help point you in the right direction.
And here's something important to remember. In our later years, feelings like depression or anxiety don't always show up as just sadness. Our minds and our bodies are so deeply connected, so sometimes these feelings can actually appear in more physical ways. Maybe it's unexplained aches and pains, or you find yourself worrying a lot more about your health, or maybe you just don't feel like going out or taking care of yourself like you used to. It's so important to listen to these signals our bodies might be sending us.
All right, now that we have a bit of a clearer picture of these feelings, let's get to the good stuff, the practical part. I want you to think of this next section as your own personal toolkit. It's filled with simple but really effective things you can do to take care of your mind, your body, and your spirit.
We're going to start with the mind. And for a very good reason. Our thoughts have an incredible amount of power over how we feel. The wonderful news is, we can actually learn to work with our thoughts in a way that's more helpful, and that brings us a much greater sense of calm and peace.
Now, you might have heard of something called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT for short. I know, it sounds a bit complicated, but the idea behind it is actually very simple. It's a really practical way to see the link between what we think, how we feel, and what we do. It's basically a skill that teaches us how to gently challenge those unhelpful thought patterns, the worries that can pop up, and reshape them into ones that are a little more balanced and realistic.
So how does this actually work in real life? Well, here's a simple way you can try it anytime. First, just notice the thought. Let's say a thought pops into your head like, no one ever calls me. Just notice it, no judgment. Step 2, gently question it. Ask yourself, is that 100% true, that no one ever calls? You might remember, oh wait, my niece called me last week. And finally, step 3 is to reframe it. A more balanced thought could be, I'm feeling a bit lonely right now. I know people care about me. Maybe I'll give someone a call today. See that? Just that small shift can change how you feel entirely.
Now, CBT is a fantastic tool for the here and now. But there's another wonderful approach that helps us find meaning by looking at our past. It's called life review therapy. It's all about looking back on the whole journey of your life, the good times, the tough times, all of it, to really find the wisdom and the meaning that's woven through your unique story. It's a way of making peace with your past and can bring a really profound sense of acceptance.
Okay, so just as we take care of our minds, it's so important to remember that our bodies are our partners in this. They work together, and you'd be amazed at how gentle care for our physical health can have an immediate, positive effect on our mood. And listen, this is not about running marathons or anything like that. Simple, gentle movement can do wonders. A nice,
pleasant walk for about 30 minutes a day can really lift your spirits. Things like Tai Chi or gentle yoga are fantastic because they connect our movement with our breath, which helps calm down both the body and the mind. And hey, never underestimate the power of just sitting quietly for a few minutes and taking some slow, deep breaths. It's like a little reset button for stress.
And finally, let's talk about some tools for the spirit. Now, this is all about connection, about purpose, and about that deep feeling of inner peace. It's about feeding the part of us that looks for meaning and a sense of belonging. And honestly, this is often the most powerful tool in the entire kit.
Reconnecting with the world doesn't have to be some huge, overwhelming task. It can start with one single small step. Maybe there's a local book club or a gardening group. Volunteering, even just for an hour a week, can give you such a wonderful sense of purpose. Or what about taking a class to learn something you've always been curious about? Every one of these is like opening a door to new people and new experiences.
There's a really beautiful and natural process that often happens as we get older. A famous psychologist called it integrity versus despair. But really, it's not a crisis. It's just a natural time of reflection. It's the process of looking back at the whole tapestry of our lives, the successes, the heartaches, the lessons we learned, and finding a sense of peace and wholeness with it all. It's about truly accepting our own unique story, and that's where we find real wisdom.
As we've been talking, you've probably noticed a theme here. So many of these tools come back to one central, incredibly powerful idea: connection. Connection to our own thoughts, connection to our bodies, and maybe most importantly of all, connection to each other. We were never meant to go through life's challenges all by ourselves. And this is more than just a nice idea. It has a real impact on people's lives. I want to share this with you from a woman named Marilyn, who's 72. She said, "Joining the book club changed my life. I found my people." Just taking that one small step opened up a whole new world for her. It wasn't just about the books, you see. It was about finding her community. It's just a wonderful reminder that sometimes the simplest actions can bring the greatest rewards. So, as we start to wrap things up, let's turn our attention forward. Let's focus on hope, on empowerment, and on all the possibilities that are still ahead. Getting older isn't an ending, not at all. It's a new and different chapter, one that's just waiting to be filled. If there's one thought I want you to take with you today, it's this: every single day is a fresh start. It's a brand new opportunity to take one small step, to make one phone call, to try one new thing. Every day is a new chance to find a moment of connection, to feel a sense of purpose, and to experience joy. So, as we finish, I'm going to leave you with just a gentle question to carry with you. You don't have to figure everything out all at once. Just think about this. What is one small, manageable step you could take today to nurture your own well-being? Maybe it's going for a short walk. Maybe it's calling an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Whatever you choose, just know that you absolutely have the power to take that step. Thank you so much for spending this time with me.